Industry Expert Insights webinar powered by ddoke.com. I'm Shane Gillespie, producer of the series. Today's topic is how to maximize the disposition value of your commercial real estate investment. Our presenter today is Doke, Chief Investment Officer, Designated Broker, and Senior Asset Manager for Barclay's Realty and Management Company. His responsibilities include maintaining and creating value to ensure predictable returns, as well as identifying, evaluating, and executing on acquisition and disposition strategies. Derek received his Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Central Washington University and his master's degree in real estate from Georgetown University. He is an active member of several trade associations, including CCIM, CBA, FIABCI, AICPA, and the WSCPA. In addition, Derek is the 2018 president of CCIM Washington State Chapter. Okay, Derek, I'll turn the presentation over to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it. And hello out there. Today, we're really focused on how to maximize the disposition and what to get out of the sale of your property. What I have found over the years is that individuals want to put a property up for sale, but what they haven't done is really looked at and considered what it's going to take to get it ready for sale. So this is why I wanted to put this little brief presentation together. So first, you got to get the property ready for sale. And when I talk about getting it ready for sale, it means make sure all the leases that you have are secured, the renewals are negotiated. When I say secured, that means the leases need to be buttoned down. There's not any gray areas, because if someone comes to buy your property, they're going to look at those leases and make sure there's not any gotchas in there. Like in 6 months, there's somebody that could potentially leave, or they can have a walkout clause, and making sure that you understand as the seller all the ones that are going to come back and be pushed against on the price point that you come up with your broker. So make sure those leases are ready to go. Any deferred maintenance on your property, you got to step in and look at the deferred maintenance. Everything from cracked concrete to anything. If you have an apartment building, you're making sure everything's ADA compliant, making sure that it looks nice from the outside, making sure you don't have any dry rot issues and you just painted over them over the years. I mean, you really got to make sure and get somebody in there that can do an inspection report so you can get everything done if you want to really maximize the value of this asset that you're selling. So definitely get a contractor in there to take a look at everything that needs to be done and get that deferred maintenance taken care of. Dress for success, I like to call it, is that street appeal. You got to make sure the property looks nice when someone pulls up, because they're going to pull up for the first time and you want to go, wow, this is really nice. This is a nice looking property. The owners have taken care of it. So make sure that you're looking at everything from landscaping, painting, obviously any type of repairs needed on any type of signs that are illuminated. Make sure the lights are all working. Go there at night, go there in the morning, make sure the timers, everything's set right. You want to make sure everything is ready to go and that you're dressed for success for sale. Now that you've got your property ready, let's look at choosing your broker. When you go to look at a broker, you want to make sure you get a broker that is focused on just your asset in the sense of a disposition. You know, a broker's going to have multiple properties for sale, which is good. That's going to bring more unknown buyers to you. So make sure that they're just focused on selling your asset, not looking at doing dual agency. I'm not a fan of dual agency where somebody is representing both sides of the parties. I think there should always be two people represented, two transactions, two entities should always be represented individually. So you want somebody who's going to be absolutely focused on selling your asset at the highest price possible. You want someone with a proven success in the market, proven track record, somebody who's sold the type of asset that you have that you're looking to dispose of, somebody who knows that market, somebody who has connections in that market to really understand the value and get you the highest price possible. Want to understand your objectives and goals. So when you sit down with a broker, you want to know what you're trying to achieve. What are your goals of selling this property? Why are you selling this property? Make sure you're both on the same page and that you can put something together. And then also has a proven track record for a well laid out plan. So make sure their strategy and their plan is totally laid out and they can walk you through it and make sense of it. That leads us into the successful listing strategy. I have a whole segment on disposition strategy under my industry expert insight section of my website at ddoke.com. You can watch that one. It's about 10 minutes long, but it really walks through the strategies of what to look for in a disposition. But at a high level on a listing strategy, you want to make sure somebody knows how to do an enhanced marketing plan, which means embracing the technology, embracing the ability to push a listing out there across the world and bring more buyers to you, because you want access to that unknown buyer. You don't want the same people in your community that are buying up everything, because they're not going to give you the highest price per se. Now they may over time if they see there's a lot of competition and they want your property. So you got to create that feeding frenzy, that competition, that ability to get out there and get more people bidding on your property. So if it looks nice, it's ready to go, you've got a good solid broker working on it. They're going to be pushing that out there, and they're going to get the access to those unknown buyers that aren't in your community. Embracing the technology and not just the good old boy network, I like to call it. So the idea of just going to the same 5 people that this broker has sold all their properties to isn't always the best strategy. I believe you got to get more people involved. There's millions of people out there that are buying commercial real estate. So you want to get in front of as many of those as you can to get people interested in your asset. So I would always, always, always list your property. To do the off-market thing doesn't always bring the best or highest price for you as the owner who's worked hard to get that asset to where it is. You want a mass marketing machine. Exposure is everything. As I mentioned, with all these various buyers all over the world and in the United States here looking to acquire good commercial real estate investments, you want to make sure that many of those people can see it. So working with a broker and group that is able to push that out there across the world and across your local community as well and get as many people interested in it, that is very key in getting the exposure. So that's, direct mail, it's cold calling, it's warm calls, it's besides an email campaign, you have a hard copy flyer that goes out. I mean, all types of various ways of getting the exposure to the various buyers. You want to create the market for your opportunity. You don't want to just put your property on the market and say, oh, I hope somebody comes to the site. So working with the broker and their listing strategies, you want to create the market for your asset, create the vision of someone owning that at the highest price possible, and that's what you want to portray and push out there. So you're creating that market. You must have knowledge and ability to negotiate the right deal. Again, back to, you want that broker who's on your side, focused on only you as a disposition and only your asset at that point in time. Now they'll have multiple assets they're listing, but stay focused on that disposition. So you want that person that has the ability, the experience, and the know-how of working with various buyers from around the world and know what they're looking for and what they need, and be able to negotiate on your behalf in between you as the seller and the buyer and making that transaction happen. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Shane.
Well, thank you, Derek. Do you have any final comments?
Well, final thoughts. I mean, I know this is quick and brief for people to get. I want people to get a quick insight on what you should be thinking of. But on a final thought, make sure you choose a broker that has your best interest, meaning they're a disposition specialist. You don't want someone who's a generalist. You don't want someone who's doing leasing as well as buying and selling and trying to bring multiple people together. You want that person that just focuses on disposition. That is key in the industry, so that they can really get underneath what you're looking for. That's a big final thought on that piece. And then making sure your property's ready. If you have a property that you kind of just ran down to the bones and it's on its last leg, you got to make sure you're anticipating the price you're going to get. Because if you really want to maximize the value, and that's what this whole thing's about, is maximizing the value of selling that asset, you want to make sure it's ready to go. It looks good, everything's buttoned down, you got the last 2 years of financials, everything tightened in. So when someone comes and does their due diligence, everything's right there. And then choosing a strategy that embraces technology and embraces the ability to go outside of your local market to find that perfect buyer to pay the highest price possible to get you the most value for your asset.
Well, thank you for your time today, Derek. On behalf of Derek, myself, and Barclay's Realty Management Company, I'd like to thank all of you for your participation in today's Industry Expert Insights event powered by ddoke.com. Visit ddoke.com for more industry insights and sign up to be notified for upcoming expert insights. Have a great day.